We're not live, are we?
Yeah, we're live
Yeah,
right
we
now.
are.
We're live right now. Like, oh, that was live, dude.
New Kevin would have never have said that.
No, this is new Kevin. This isn't old Kevin. This is new Kevin. Okay.
I have respect for women. Nobody has more respect than I do.
Okay, Trump.
Late? No, we're
calm down.
always on time. We're always on time, guys.
I was surprised Trump didn't just grab the French Prime Minister's wife right by her.
Oh yeah.
By her hoo-ha. Yeah, he was really into her.
Wow.
Why not just the French leader himself as well?
Well, you know, he's not nearly as good looking.
He doesn't discriminate, dude.
Trump loves equally.
Look,
Yeah.
look, it's just locker room talk. Relax.
Yeah, everything you just heard
Really,
it's just
it.
locker room talk, guys. It's just locker room talk.
Fucking terrible.
It's just one of those things.
Just one of those things, dude. And we've learned some new things, guys. We've got news about Guild Wars 2 at last.
Finally have news.
At last, we've got content, guys. It's on its way. It's gonna be the 25th, and then we're gonna have the epic conclusion to season 3 and the lead up into the expansion. Obviously, so Kevin, like, you're our lore expert. You know about the lore. You make videos about the lore.
Yeah. I made one video.
You made one video about the lore. You rip off my editing style, but you know I'll allow that. I'll allow that. You know, it's you know, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, dude.
It's called having the same editing software.
Yeah, okay. If that's what you want to say,
Yeah.
that's good. But yeah, where do you think we're going? What's the situation? We've got a bit of Orion memes going on, but like, what are we doing?
We're probably gonna go to Ore, and it's gonna be great.
Is it actually going to be great?
Because Balthasar's gonna lose his shit. Like, what the fuck did you do to my city?
Yeah.
So we're gonna see
What a
Balthasar, and then we're gonna see some surprises, and then we're gonna go to the expansion, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna announce it at Gamescom.
Like, you think? Think that's how it's going to go down?
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be an epic? Are they going to tease the expansion at the end of the episode? Is there going to be like a big cutscene?
Of course they will.
Just laying it down.
They will have one speculation trailer, and then they have one Easter egg trailer that immediately plays.
Wait, what?
Remember with Heart of Thorns, you got 2 trailers, and one was supposed to be an Easter egg, but you just got it instantly.
Wait, no. What is that?
2 played after the... Do you not remember, at the end of Season 2, like, they played one cinematic, and immediately afterwards you got another cinematic. And one of those was supposed to be a secret.
Wait, what?
It's not a secret if everybody gets it.
Yeah. But they announced it as an Easter egg trailer.
Wait. Okay, so we finished season 2, and it shows the cutscene of Traherne and Destiny's Edge going into the jungle, and he says fire, and then Modremoth eats all the boats, and they all crash.
Yeah.
That
And then
was
you have
it,
the other
right?
trailer. No, you have the other trailer where you see like Kanak like, stop treating us like monsters. We are not the enemy. And
well, that came sometime. Was that right away?
Wasn't that?
yeah, that was right away.
Wasn't that like in the same cinematic though, almost?
My memory.
Yeah, it was. They
not
played
good.
right after each other, but one was supposed to. One they put on their YouTube channel was supposed to be an Easter egg trailer.
Huh.
Huh. Well, I
So
had no idea.
maybe we'll get 2 trailers again.
Wait, are you fake news, Kevin? Like, are you just trolling me right now? I don't remember this at all. How do I not remember this?
Yeah, I don't remember it. Well, maybe they were 2 separate trailers. Maybe I just didn't realize that.
Let me just go to the expansion teaser trailer.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Off his channel, and then you had another trailer. You had 2 trailers.
Two trailers at the same time? At least it wasn't 3 trailers at the same time, because that would just be... We all know that would be ridiculous, right?
Well, and then months later, we had that other trailer with Ritlock and the cool-looking Modremoth that never came to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That they paid another studio to make.
I mean, damn, that was... I'm not gonna lie, that was a great cutscene, dude. That was actually a really hype cutscene.
Yeah, it was. It just was not representative of the game at all.
Well, I mean, no. No. But it was really cool, and it was really hype. And if they could get something like that again, that would be pretty fucking crazy.
I really hope that we get in a taxi cab and head to Alona.
Oh my god, no. Not like this. No,
Next stop, Alona. Ding, ding.
Right. But Kevin, tell us, what is the link
Yeah.
between ore and the Crystal Desert, which is basically where we're going? Like, how do they bridge that gap? What's the
I don't
link?
know.
Is it just going to be because it's kind of near each
I think-
other?
I think Balthazar is just gonna fuck off into the Crystal Desert after we meet him in Ore.
You think that's how it goes? It's just going to be just a geographical thing? Like that's the particular reason why they're going for it?
Well, no, because the expansion has to start for people who don't have the living story. So it has to start somewhere where core players can go.
Well, it'll be interesting. So in the expansion, we started in Silver Wastes and walked into the jungle, right?
Yeah.
Did a little event thing, and you walk into the jungle. So the last map is Ore. We'll see, but that's tied to a living story. So are we actually going to go to the next expansion from that map? You'd have to have that story, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. What they did with Season 3 is that you only unlock the map when
Unless this last map is just going to unlock. Well, that doesn't really make a whole lot
Unlock
of sense.
for
but
everyone.
It could unlock for everyone, I guess.
Yeah. Or it could, well, yeah, because always, yeah, you're right. Like, this is a really weird entry point. I mean, it could be, yeah, they could have like a separate entry point for it because there's kind of, if you're a new player and you just buy Heart of Thorns, there's like a little mini 5-minute mission through
Silver
Waste, right? It's like not the full Silver Waste, actual living story stuff. It's like a shortened version, or it's like an after effect thing. It's like it's already happened. It's under the assumption that it's already happened, right? And then you just go through it really quickly, and you just get immediately through it. So they just use it to traverse the map. You don't actually get the story. It could be something similar, I guess. Or it could just be an Azura Gate, dude. Maybe Timey just makes an Azura Gate and just hooks us up. How about that?
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah?
Kill her.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of this stupid surrogate thing. But
Yeah.
What Mithrin is saying is kind of what I want them to do, even though they didn't do it with Heart of Thorns, and that is include Season 3 with the expansion.
But they can make bucks on that. So they won't. They can put it in the gem store for 400 gems a pop, and then...
But I think that's kind of an attractive thing, though. I mean, the living story maps are actually really cool, right? And Season 3, if you take it as a whole, is pretty good, right? I mean, except for all the timey stuff, but that will be quite a little bit of an extra selling point, don't you think? I would say that would be
it would
something
be.
you could bundle in there. I mean, they're going to bundle the expansions anyway, so you're not going to bundle the living story as well, at least for the previous expansion? It seems like it would be...
Well, I mean,
really
that's
good
what they
thing to
should
do,
have done with Heart of Thorns, but they didn't, so they could make more money. I mean, I just hope that they do it this time around. I don't know whether they will, but I hope they do.
Pimp slap the gate guards near Ebonhawk. I mean, yeah, that's not the direction we're going in, though. Like, the architecture is distinctly Orion in our trailer.
In our trailer.
It's got the teaser image, right? You got those kind of weird circles going on there. You know what's really funny? Is people were really freaking out about the Canthan style boat there as well. It's like
that's just a
it's a boat, guys. It's a boat, guys. There's actually one like
people going crazy over the boat.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like Canthan-looking boat.
Whoa. I mean, there's one like that in Bloodtide Coast, right? In the loading screen in Bloodtide Coast.
There's one in ported in Lion's Arch.
Yeah.
So go to the it's just a ship.
Right.
It's just a ship design.
It's a boat, dude.
And then there was also one that I think it was the Crichton Herald had posted screenshots, and I don't have screenshots anymore, unfortunately, of the Zephyrites area. The boat
there as well. Exactly.
I forget what that's called.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat will remind us.
Someone will tell us.
Labyrinth Cliffs.
Wait. Labyrinth. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like those boats were in the water there as well. It's just it's sort of interesting, right? Because it's a reused asset, but why did they choose that particular boat? Is it just a random boat they picked, which it very well could be, or I don't know.
Well, the question is the screenshot that we got the map loading screen? Or is it just something that they popped
Could
out?
be. Yeah, I mean, could be, right?
Could be.
And maybe if so, do we start in Lion's Arch by going on the boat that's posted there and just land in the new map?
And Nike seems to think the screenshot is the fractal of the mist.
The fractal?
You think that's the new fractal, Nike?
Not
the new map? Wouldn't that be a loop?
That would be one hell of a twist, but I'm not.
What a twist!
Woo,
It would be interesting if it was the Abaddon fractal.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, there is like a temple to Abaddon in Ore, right, underwater. So I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also like where they
Completely
fought
understandable.
Abaddon is very close.
Yeah.
It's in the Crystal Desert, but
Oh shit. But then how would you explain all the jungle shit, right? Because there's a parrot. You see that parrot? So how do you explain that then?
it's the parrot is actually very interesting because it seems to suggest that wildlife has already started moving back
Right,
to
the
Ore.
jungle and
This is actually a really great aspect of the screenshot. Actually. I really like this, but because there's no phasing in Guild Wars 2. Like if you go back to Ore now, there's still undead everywhere, right? And it's all disgusting and Zaytan-y. And for all intents and purposes, Zaytan's corruption is still there. But they're now using the living story as like the progression of time, right? As it was supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
So in this thing, Zaytan has been defeated and Ore is kind of regrowing and has been cleansed. Okay, I know you like cleansing, Kevin. So, in the context of the story, we'll have actually progressed in time, dude, and it'll be great.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with the Lake Doric map. So every map is locked in its own time period.
Yeah, and that's a really good way to kind of push the story along because that's something people have wanted, right? People have wanted Ore to be for the personal story to actually matter, right? And all the stuff you actually do to actually change stuff, but it doesn't, right? It doesn't right now, but they're going to use other maps to do that, right? And that's kind of cool.
Our boy Traherne cleansed it in 2012. We kind of been waiting for
some results.
We've been waiting for some results, you know.
Yeah. Holy shit! Like Rima just laying this down. Parrot is a bird. Bird is an insect eater. Insect eater equals frog. Oh my god. Frog agenda confirmed.
My god. Shit.
Yes, and story-wise, like Kapsky's right. Story-wise, 5 years have actually passed in the game itself.
Yeah, exactly. But we haven't seen that actually happen in the maps, right? Because the maps aren't.
No, they could.
There's no phasing.
They're locked in time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fine. I mean, that's just the way the game is designed, right? So they have to use individual maps to indicate the passage of time, and obviously everything in the expansion will reflect that time has passed, dude. Yeah, time has gone past.
Nightosaurus says Traherne corrupted it from Modremoth in 2012.
Oh, whew.
How spicy would it be?
That would be a really spicy meme, actually.
If a seed of Modremoth is just sitting in the new map somewhere or something, a little bit of Modremoth corruption still alive and well.
Traherne is back.
Traherne died for nothing.
Yeah.
No, he died, but he just rose again, dude. He's in there. He's corrupting everyone. We have to put him down again. We actually get a legit Traherne boss battle. Oh my god. I think we would enjoy that. A little bit of yeah, Combi would love that shit.
We do get
a bit of release.
We do have a Traherne boss battle if you do the Khalidvold stuff.
Yeah.
You fight him.
Holy shit. Like, what if we made him into a raid boss then? Easy, dude.
Easy. Have a new Orient
was
raid.
sleeping. Listen, I don't want any of your logic here, GD Bringer. Get your logic out of tea time.
Oh, Scarlet. No, not Scarlet. Oh.
Yeah, let's bring back Scarlet.
Bring back Scarlet. That's good.
Next episode, it turns out Bulbasaur is Scarlet.
Oh, whoa! She had like well, I mean,
double mask.
It could be mesmer magic, right? So, yeah, I just made myself look like Balthazar this entire time, dude. Looks like you guys got pranked. You guys got pranked, dude. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's certainly exciting times for us, guys, and it's going to be a big episode, guys. It's going to be a big hype episode, and I really hope that they hype up the expansion at the end of it. Seriously, I actually care more about the fact that there's a dank cutscene at the end than the actual content. I mean, the content is going to be good, right? I'm going to enjoy
I don't
myself.
know.
We're going to be memeing on them.
I don't know about that one,
but,
Kev.
No, you're Kev, not me, dude. That's not how this works. But okay. Seriously. There'd better be an amazing cutscene. Seriously, if you're in there watching this, like, if you got 2 weeks. If you haven't made an amazing cutscene, I'm gonna need you guys to go and make an amazing cutscene.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure if there's gonna be a cutscene, it's done.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it is.
So.
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, if it isn't, that's a problem.
Just 2 days before.
Hey, did you guys get that cutscene done?
Yeah,
I'll go work on it on Monday. It'll be fine.
No, that's not good, guys. It needs to be done already. But yeah, I really want this to be the hype episode, right? Yeah, Wrath of the Lich King. Like, imagine if it was that good, dude. Imagine if that was good. But they really need to hit this hard, and this kind of segues into a concern I have, right? I really want ArenaNet to hype this expansion hard, okay? Like, this is the time where they need to be getting people excited. This is not the time for you know, strong and stable MO leadership, guys, okay? I don't want to see... We'll tell you about it when it's here, dude. I don't want to hear that shit, okay? I want you guys to, like, hype the fuck out of it, okay? You should be generating as much hype as you can. I want to see trailers. I want to see cutscenes. I want to see, like, obvious lead-up. Like, a big cliffhanger. Get people into the... You know, hype in the next expansion, man. And, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Yeah. You think it's going to be hypings? Or what? So,
I was excited, but I wasn't that excited about the possibility of getting another Shiver Peaks map, or even going maybe south of Ebonhawk. But for some reason, going back to Ore, and the possibility that this map could be a cleansed Ore with, you know, runes of the city of Ara and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. And who knows? It might not have any of that, really, right? But I really hope that it does. That in and itself excites me. I hope we've seen a lot throughout Living Story Season 3, whatever it's called, that we've had a lot of these journals. Sometimes they're journals, sometimes they're holotapes. They've been sort of hit and miss on whether you can keep them or not, or whether it's an achievement, or how the achievement is structured. So I hope we get another one of those with the gods, right? Like a little bit of extra lore about the gods, about the city itself, or about the land itself, and things that happened at that time. And that sort of lore aspect has me pretty excited. As for the trailer afterwards, I don't know. Like, I don't know what is it going to be. How does Ore connect to what's happening in the world? With the exception of maybe this is where Balthazar ran away to hide after the Omad's timey machine explosion thing. You know, maybe he went back to an old temple, or he went back to Ore, which he's familiar with.
Yeah, and I think that seems pretty reasonable. And how it relates to the actual world, I mean, I think that's probably going to be it, right? We're going to be trying to chase this. Well, we're going to be determining if the god is still chilling, right? Because, like, at the end, we'll kind of go, did he get blown up, or did he kind of get instantly vaporized? Maybe, but he's a god, so it doesn't make sense. Or like, there's obviously going to be like some little link there that's going to join it up a little bit.
I think that we're going to get another Heart of Thorns teaser trailer like we did at the end of Season 2 with the same sort of cliffhanger, where it puts a number of people in danger. It leaves their lives questionable, right? ArenaNet loves to do that stuff. So, instead of Destiny's Edge this time, maybe it puts the majority of Dragon's Watch, who is rarely seen together, but maybe they're going to be seen together, and a number of them will be put in danger again.
Maybe we'll see Braham as an icicle.
Yeah, that's a really great point, though. I mean, do you think we're going to get some kind of unification of our boys in this episode? Are we going to bring it all together? Go ahead, Kevin.
I honestly think they might go without Braham, and Braham is gonna join in later, realizing his mistakes. Like,
in the expansion,
they're gonna,
I mean, later on.
They're gonna have him later on in the expansion, because Kraukatorek is Air's greatest mistake. So it would be helpful if Braham kind of corrected that mistake, because Snef died because of Air's fault fighting him. So it would be kind of well set up if they bring Braham back to finish what Air tried to start. So I definitely think they'll be back. I think we will see Braham coming in like mid-expansion. I think Kanak will come with us, maybe not on Anis's orders, but maybe just coming with us. I think Timey will be with us. I think we might be chasing Aureen through the jungle through the desert for the first bit. And Marjorie and Casimir I don't care about, so we're gonna leave them out. Who's left?
You just got rid of everyone, dude.
Well, yeah. So Marjorie was hurt was
Yeah,
supposedly seriously hurt.
she got hit by a meteor, man. It looks so funny in game, dude. Like this rock just drops on her and just smashes her into the ground. It's like, oh, it feels bad, man. She can't catch a break, man. Every time.
So she's probably is she going to be laid up for this episode? I imagine she probably will be, right? She'll still be hurt.
Probably. Maybe Casimir will come with us instead of Marjorie for a change.
Hiccup. She can hiccup all over the place.
Yeah.
But don't you guys think that's kind of weird then, that we're supposed to be this unified guild and it just literally never happens? I think that's a little bit unusual.
Well, I think ArenaNet found out that the characters aren't really relatable. Glenna in the new raid is more relatable than Timey, and better written than Timey. So I think they might be going for like a temporary new team instead of going with the old crew. Because the old crew seems to be doing their own thing. Like Casimir and Marjorie are constantly arguing. Timey is researching. Braham is going his own way. Canuck doesn't want to join us. So I'm really not sure how they can tie it together in one episode to bring us all back together.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
they don't have the time for it, right? They don't have the time for us to all be happy guild, right? It's not. We've only got one episode, so I mean, I guess it's going to be an ongoing theme into the expansion, right? I guess that's what they're.
Well, and for as much as people dislike Braham right now because he's acting like a child and he's a Norn, but he's written from like a human perspective, or he's portrayed, I feel like, from a human perspective. I feel like if we go and talk to him and we tell him, look, Jormag's asleep. Sorry, bro. You can't go kill him. That's bad for everybody. Is he just going to say, all right, Commander, you're right. I guess I'll just join up and head to Ore with you. Yeah. That sounds good. Come
that's very realistic. Go. Especially seeing as we've already memed on him really hard because he's going on this epic revenge quest and we just like shut that down immediately. So
like I feel like that's a bigger letdown though.
He's going to be so pissed at us, man. He's gonna be angry.
If he just folds down, he's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I threw a fit, Commander. Rox was talking to me, and now we're cool again." Like that would just, I don't know,
piss me off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rox won me over, dude. That's good. It's fine. We can be friends again.
I feel bad about Rox. I feel bad for Rox as a character because
she's not developed at all.
Never gets any airtime. I don't know. Yeah. I mean...
She never gets any spotlight. She's just following Braham around, trying to keep him alive. Taking care of the pets. She's like his squire in a sort of way, you know?
I thought Braham was a ranger and she wasn't his pet.
Oh?
Yeah, Rox is his pet. Yeah.
Rox is Braham's babysitter? Yeah, it is actually a bit like that. I'm not gonna lie.
And so she doesn't really get any personal, at least in this season, she didn't get any personal development. And Casimir didn't get a whole lot either, but that one episode she was in for all of 40 seconds... She had more development time than Rox.
Yeah.
Who was in at least an episode and a half, right? Like, so bad for. I feel bad for Rox.
Yeah. That's unexpectedly badass. I mean, it's entirely possible. And hey, maybe this is the episode, guys. We don't know. We just don't know.
We go into the desert just with Rox. Just the developer. It's like, oh.
I think that, and I don't think it's going to happen in this episode. Maybe in the expansion, maybe season 4, but I think that Braham is eventually going to get Rox killed.
Oh, that will inspire Braham.
And he's going to have to live with that.
To become basically an adult, to grow up and stop being a little bitch. Yeah, exactly. Interspecies love. Like, why the hell are you guys like so into this like Char Norn shit? Okay, I know there's a whole guild dedicated to this stuff. Okay,
really? There's a whole guild dedicated to Rox and Braham's love affair?
No, not Rox and Braham, but people love this interspecies stuff, like this roleplay. Yeah. They love this shit. I mean, there's a lot of people who love this stuff, dude. Okay, I mean, I'm not judging, but don't do that.
Is that like the CERN girls going wild?
Stop it, Derpy. Get some help.
What? Dude, no, what the fuck, dude?
Just calling him out. Snow crows, get some help.
No, what, Kevin? What the fuck? That's not even true, though. I don't.
You can have Timey come with us now that Scruffy 2.0 is finished. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. Timey's my favorite.
I love Timey.
I love Timey.
It's the best way. It's the best way to motivate people is to have people killed. Okay, like you just kill someone gets all sad, and boom, motivated. Okay, simple as that, guys. I mean, it is a legitimate concern though with the whole way that the living story works, right? I mean, at the end of the day, with the amount of content that ArenaNet are able to produce, at their current capacity, they don't have a lot of time to develop all their characters. And they have a lot of characters, right? So
they have too many characters.
They have a lot of characters, not a lot of time. And what was the playthrough time? Like the average playthrough time for a Living Story episode is what? Like an hour? I want to say
an hour just because of the hearts.
Woo.
Well, so in season 3 they did this thing where you get story and then you take a break. You don't take a break, but you run out.
You do some stuff in the map, right?
Right. They make you explore the map and do stuff in the map and then get back to story again. They sort of break it up a little bit to extend that story experience, which was smart on their part, but
smart because they don't have a lot of content.
Well, I just hope that in the expansion, shifting gears a little bit, I just hope that in the expansion with the expansion story, POF or whatever you want to call it, I just hope that we don't get the same thing with Heart of Thorns, the rushed pacing in Heart of Thorns, and I don't want this thing where in Heart of Thorns we would get to a particular story arc. And then it's like, okay, well, rocks were timey, or somebody in the group went ahead of us, and now we got to follow their tracks, or we got to follow their holograms to catch up to them, which was just map filler as well, but even worse map filler than season 3, right? So I just hope there's not a whole lot of that,
Well, I mean, I'm struggling to see how they can really alleviate this, right? How can they alleviate the rushed pacing when they don't have a lot of time to get this stuff done in?
Well, but for an expansion, there's a lot more time. There should be a lot more time, right?
In theory, yeah. But again, they've got a lot of catching up to do, right? They've got a lot of work to do. So, and then again, we're going to be back to Living Story after that, right? Like after that, hopefully Living Story will continue. I mean, how do they take it a little bit slower? Do they say make the story move a little bit slower and try and get some more development done, like spend some more time on it, or do they try and make longer episodes, or like what kind of approach do you guys think they should go on this, right?
I think they're already focusing on the Living Story 4 right now. They're just finishing up the expansion, and they're focusing on Living Story 4 because they want to have that out like 3-4 months after the expansion comes out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if those teams are already starting to shift gear. If they're not already working on it, I wouldn't be surprised if they're already shifting gears to work on that stuff.
And yeah, I mean, that's not exactly what I mean, though. I mean, what if we just go back to Living Story and it's fairly short episodes and they're trying to get some work done.
Well, I don't want.
How do you think that like it's fine for it to be expressed? I don't know. Is it okay if it keeps going like this, or so? What do you want them to do? That's what I'm saying, guys. What do you want them to do? Do you want it to be longer? Do you want like 2-hour episodes, or do you want it just to slow the pace down? Do you want bigger content, or slow the pace down? And then it takes longer to get everywhere, as opposed to just like waiting longer and then getting bigger chunks that have.
The problem is
more meat, lads.
With season 2, we got 2 new maps, and they unlocked like whenever we had a new patch, a little bit of the new map unlocked. Now we had a lot more story, so I think we had about the same story as we have in an episode now in like one episode of the season in like 1 episode there or 2 episodes. So I think they just need to release the entire map, but also release the same size of story that they did in season 2 for like 3 months, because then we had a patch like every 2 weeks, and then they took a long break. Right. So there needs to be more story, and even if it's just like instances like going to the Grove, talking to the Pale Tree, seeing what she's up to, and then going to the new map, or checking in with Irene every time. They just need more lore-filling story with just like basic mobs. Like you don't have to advance the story further so that every episode has a plot twist. You need to actually expand on the story that you have right now. Because we only had like 3 episodes of Lazarus before it was revealed who he was. And yeah, we waited like 9 months for it, but it's still like I feel
like the pace for season 3 is pretty good. And if that's going to be the same pace for season 4, I'll be fairly happy with it. But for an expansion, I want the story to be longer than. I mean, maybe it's not right to expect it to be longer than a season, but I want it to be. And in Heart of Thorns, they set a particular pace on purpose about the rescue. right? Everything is pushed forward because of the rescue. Malik is cut because he doesn't fit into the pace of the story rescue. There's no time to tell that story, which is a shame. And the new Duchess of the Nightmare Court is cut away because there's no time to tell that story because of this rushed pace. Gotta save them, gotta save them, gotta save them, gotta kill the dragon. And I just hope that in the expansion that we're not put in this situation of we've got to rush to put the dragon to sleep, or we've got to rush to stop Balthazar, or whatever the case is. I want that to be drawn out a little more, which will give us more time for characters to develop.
Yeah. I mean, also the highlight that we got in the Maguma jungle, they weren't really developed on. Like, the trailer had, like, explore these new cultures, and they weren't really expanded upon. It was just like, oh yeah, they follow this god, and the principle is that the jungle provides. But, like, we don't hear about their real culture. We don't hear, we go hunting with them, and that's it. Like, there's not enough ambient dialogue. There's no real world building in there. Like, for the Exalted, they were just a piece for the plot to carry Irene.
Here's the other thing, and so some people are bringing out actual numbers. The Hot Story had 10 instances. That's barely more than 3 episodes. Mithrin said the 16 chapters are mostly filler with the running to and fro.
Running back and forth, yeah.
Right, and so, I mean, if that's true, I haven't counted it. I'm just taking it for their word. But the expansion story surely should be at least as long as a season, if not maybe a little bit longer, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it should be. I don't know.
Well, I just feel like it has to have substance and not be filler. Like, if all those 16 chapters in HOT had actual substance and dealt with things, like dealing with the Nightmare Core, dealing with Malik's tree.
Yeah. And as far as, like, learning more about Asuran or Norn culture, Norn in particular, because I think they're really underdeveloped, or things about Char, that can be all idle background chatter, which is one of the great things about Guild Wars 2, at least initially. It's still pretty prevalent today, is the background chatter that happens. Sometimes that can be a bit annoying to people, or it can be kind of annoying, but there are some really nice lore tidbits that you can learn from those idle conversations, you know? And so I feel like that is a better way to, maybe not a better way, but I feel like that's the way that ArenaNet will handle that type of lore for those side things. Yeah. It would also be nice if we knew what, like, I was going to say the expansion team, not the expansion team, the current events team. Like, we don't really know what they're working on. I mean, it's possible that they could have been moved around because of the expansion. Like, obviously that's a very important thing right now. But after the expansion launches, I would hope that this current events team comes back. We get more about this Rift Stabilizer 2 stuff. But they could also do, like, little side stories. At least I hope they could. We did get, like, the Khalid Bulk thing, which was really nice and a lot of fun. Yeah. So I look forward to that. I just kind of wish it was a little bit more frequent than it's been.
Oh. Do you not think it's with the way that exploring the world works in Guild Wars 2, and without the kind of conventional quest system of other MMOs, do you think it's not quite difficult to express these kind of cultures and stories in the game? And that's why when you have something like the Caliburg story, which is kind of like a very conventional quest, right, to a certain extent,
yeah,
it's very easy to tell the story that they're looking to do there, and then without more stuff like that, so it's kind of difficult to do that just in a very, very open-ended world, right? You need a little bit of direction in a certain way, right?
You need voice acting. You need to be able to hear it in the background while you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd like it to be ambient, or would you like more stuff like the Caliburg story, where you actually have a bit more of a mission, as it were, like almost like a collection, even? Like, do you think we need more stuff like that?
I would like that for if every different, like, if the Itzel and the Nuox both had, like, a quest where you can get, like, an item. That would be cool, and you explore their culture during that. That would be cool. But you also need, like, ambient dialogue on what they do, where they hunt, what religion they have, what the day-to-day life looks like, if they're hunters, gatherers, if they have a services society. Like, we know nothing about the Exalted. The only thing we know is that they like Glint, and that they were humans placed there for Glint, but we aren't sure how the transformation went, where the Forgotten are now that came to fulfill that transformation. Like, we need more journals. You can't have one journal per map. I think for Ore that's way too little. Like, you need a pantheon of the gods, so the gods discussing stuff, and then you need an explorer. So you would have 2 collections that would talk about the story, like talk about the story in the past, talk about how the story is now.
And Sugar Wraith brings up some good points about exploring their culture via the events that show up around the homes, looking at the way that they live by looking at the things around their villages and stuff. And some of that is great, and some of that does exist because of the core game, but a lot of it, I think, is still kind of lacking for certain cultures. So.
Well, the Exalted, the Radonovans were expanded upon more in the living story, but it's kind of too little.
And the Radonovans sort of fleshed out a little bit more in Draconis Mons when you hear about the fate of Zin and what happened with him, right? You do learn from that journal exactly how many people made it out of Radonovus and where they went next, and how that became a colossal failure as well. So it's pretty interesting. I just want a little more of that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the core issue here. I mean, all the stuff we have is great, but people want more depth, right? They want more. They want more depth and more specifics, right? They want to actually get invested in these characters, right, and have some specific quests, almost like going around helping them. And you have the events, right?
Yeah.
But the events are all well and good, but it's not quite the same, is it? You know, like the events, like you just go on adventures with them. Like it's not particularly specific. I mean, like going hunting with a fucking beetle. You know, like I'm gonna go hunt some beetles with these frogs. Like, oh, okay. That's okay. It's not quite the same. Dude.
I'm gonna put something in the water with these frogs.
Yeah, exactly. These frogs. Wait, no, wait a minute. Wait. You can't. I was like, yeah. Wait, what event is that in fucking Verdant Break? Like, what event is it? Putting something in the water with the frogs? No. Okay.
Yes.
So switching gears a little bit, what do you think about the 13-second fractal? I'm not even going to call it a trailer, whatever you want to call that blurb.
It's a fractal notification.
The fractal notification.
Hey guys, we're still doing fractals. We haven't dissolved that theme like dungeons.
Yeah, it's. Ooh. Yeah, it's still.
I mean, when I first seen it, I didn't listen to the sound, but I immediately thought about the All, right? The Eternal Alchemy kind of thing. And the noise is kind of interesting. The noises that they chose to use for it, it's like you're on a subway or something. But I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I guess there's not a whole lot to draw from it because it's 13 seconds of bright lights and noise. But
yeah.
I don't know a new fractal. I will be happy with at least one. I hope it has a CM. I kind of expect that it will. So, I don't know what else to say about it. I know a lot of people are sort of pushing that this could be the Abaddon fractal. I mean, maybe, but I think it's going to...
Looks like the intro of Doctor Who, just...
Oh my
It just ripped it off somewhere. Nah, honestly, the problem is, these kind of teasers are nice to say that, oh, there's gonna be a fractal, but they don't actually show much.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess they don't want to give too much away, which is understandable. I just hope that it's like a new real fractal and not... Jeez, that sounds so terrible. I don't mean it to sound terrible. I hope it's a new fresh fractal and not glued together fractal pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's either gonna be Lion's Arch or something that they already had in development, like the Fall of Abaddon. Because Ark is kind of dibbling into what Scarlet did in the second episode, but he's getting something specific. So he's basically making something. We just don't know what, and after this, we're gonna need another fractal to get the conclusion. Like, I think at the end of this fractal, it's gonna be revealed what he's doing, and then in the next fractal, we fight / kill him / do whatever to him.
Ooh.
Well, right now we're working. Right now we're kind of working with him,
yeah,
right?
in the Nightmare
Because
Fractal. We
Yeah,
told-
but he says at the end of the fractal that is at an end, like they're working together.
right, well, typical of CERN, right? Until he needs us again, and then
Yeah.
we'll be friends again.
I mean, either way, I'm pretty hyped. I mean, for me, I'm not gonna lie, guys. For me, I'm more interested in this from a gameplay standpoint because I really want something I can farm every day, and that's exactly what challenge mode is gonna be. I'm goddamn hyped. Like, challenge mode is a lot of fun to do. All the fights are really, really cool, and they're you know, a lot of effort went into them. They're extremely well designed, and I really hope there is challenge mode. Otherwise, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. Actually, I'm not afraid to say that, guys. If there's no challenge mode, I'm gonna be pretty fucking disappointed.
Would you be disappointed if they said we didn't get a challenge mode this time, but the next fractal will have a challenge mode? So it's like you have one that doesn't, then you get one that does, then one that doesn't, then one that does. They continue that on.
I mean, that
Wait,
would
what do you mean?
be okay.
That it's not repeatable?
It-
Oh, you mean it
like,
wouldn't have
like,
a CM
like
at all?
Chaos. Chaos doesn't have a CM, right? And Nightmare
So
doesn't.
Chaos doesn't have a CM, then Nightmare will, then can't spoil it.
Well, I just don't
will
think that
not.
CMs were really ready to be developed when Chaos came around, unfortunately.
Do you think it's kind of like a side project for them?
No, I think that this year, who's sort of the face of Fractals? Is it ArenaNet Ben?
Cameron or Ben?
Cameron or Ben? Am I mixing them up? I apologize.
No, they both are on the Fractal team, but they both often reply to.
Right. Okay. So both that team in general, I think, finally sort of is getting to grips with what they actually want to do with Fractals, and so they've spent this last year either rehashing a number of the old Fractals, either for good or bad, depending on how you feel about that, and they've made going to be 3 new ones for this year, and just with the last one they introduced CM. So I guess it'll depend on whether this new one has CM or not. I expect that it will, on whether or not that's going to be a thing going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a while. There should be a challenge mode, okay? Just do it. Just do
Look,
it.
Teapot hasn't had a new raid in a long time.
I want to
If
be.
you don't-
He needs a new CM.
I want elitism, dude. I want people to complain about it, okay? Inks. It's 5-man content. Everything is great in 5-man content. Okay?
You don't even need rainbows.
You don't even need. Yeah, no, you don't need infantile mode because
Nah,
the
we need a
normal mode.
Fractal infantile mode.
No. The normal mode is the infantile mode, dude. And just having a challenge mode that is repeatable is just an absolute joy. Okay, and that's what they need to implement. They need to implement that into the next raid as well. And I'm really hyped for this for a new Fractal. I'm hyped a lot. It's been a while. I'm, 2 things to do daily in addition to tier 4. It's fucking great. That's easy gold for me. It's going to be free farm. And there's going to be achievements and there's going to be new skins. It'll be amazing. Like, the new skins will be good. Maybe they'll... I don't know, maybe that's a little bit optimistic.
Maybe they'll make magenta colored weapons.
Yeah, they'll make.
Ooh.
Yeah, just like the challenge was. It'll be great, and I don't know. I really hope they deliver on this new Fractal. I'm hyped. I don't really care that much about the lore. I just want that sick gameplay, that sick PvE gameplay, and then I'm gonna do it with 5 healing tempests because you can't do it with 10 healing tempests. It'll be amazing.
Will rework all old Fractals, like slowly replace all old Fractals?
I think
then-
they'll
then
replace
you would
the
have
shit
to- yeah.
ones. They'll rework Molten Furnace eventually. Like, the Fractal is just a massive clown fiesta. It's got the double time gate meme. It's not good.
I do think that next year, with Season 4, I think we'll probably see a couple more reworks of Fractals throughout the year. Probably a couple new Fractals. As much as I want fresh Fractals for the expansion on launch day, I really don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. I think the Fractal team is too small. That doesn't mean that there can't be, like, an expansion Fractal team, but I'm just not hopeful, I guess, for that, unfortunately. Even though I want it. I feel like... And I understand that Guild Wars 2 is a little bit different, and I talk about this pretty frequently, but I feel like since dungeons aren't really a thing, Fractal dungeons are the thing, that the expansion should launch with some new Fractal dungeons. But since we're getting a new one this episode, I think it's even less likely that we'll get them for the expansion right away.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I echo that sentiment a lot, actually. I think it's not unrealistic to maybe have one on launch, like a bonus fractal. I think that's very realistic, to have one on launch and then kind of trickle them in as the expansion progresses. Right, we could get a few more kind of across the board, or maybe a few reworks, even reworks, right? But you know, that will be fine. But I don't think it's too bad if they don't have one on launch, right? Because there's going to be raids after the expansion launches. So why not have another fractal as well with challenge mode? And then in the next raid wing, they have repeatable challenge modes, guys. Repeatable challenge modes.
Wow.
It's gonna happen.
Please.
No, seriously, guys. It's gonna be simple as this. This is how this is gonna work. They're gonna make the normal mode a total fucking joke. Okay, I'm actually kind of pretty sure about this, actually. Because to a certain extent, Paul kind of alluded to this on stream. We were talking to ArenaNet Paul, and we were talking to him about challenge modes, and I'm thinking, so I asked him something like, is this the kind of the direction you guys are intending to go with challenge modes, where like the normal mode is a little bit more a little bit more casual, and then the challenge mode is kind of like the way that the fight is supposed to be experienced, and he basically said yes. This is on stream, guys. It's not inside info. It's on stream. It's on stream.
Is it like
Paul was Paul was comfortable with saying this on stream, so
it's on stream info.
Yeah, it's.
Do
on
you
stream,
think it's like WoW then,
info.
where normal is fucking easy, and then you have mythic, which is kind of insane?
Well, right. You don't need to have a story or easy mode if you just.
Because you have LFR, then you have LFR, dude. Then you have fucking LFR. Well, they don't have.
Yeah, we need an LFR in Guild Wars too.
Then there's just no fucking mechanics. But I mean. I mean, that system is great, and I'd be fine with that, but you have to have some kind of extra rewards on top of that for that to make sense, right? And so I do actually kind of believe that is the direction they're going to be going in.
Maybe they'll add raid pips.
Raid
pip.
Pips?
Yeah.
Every raid boss kill, you get a pip. If you do CM, you get 3 pips.
3 pips? But wait, come on, Ings. That means if you wipe.
If you do it low, man, where you're outnumbered, you get 5 pips.
What if you wipe though, Ings? Shouldn't you get pips for losing? 1 pip for losing?
Yes. Yeah, you get half a pip for losing.
Half a pip for losing.
Oh my
God. What would the rewards be for CM? Like tier 7 crafting material, 5 gold, extra legendary insight, or whatever they're doing with the next expansion, whatever they're going to drop.
And I think that would be pretty generous, actually, considering how many bosses they'll eventually add. Are you saying like per boss, like 5 gold, an ascended crafting material, and another? And the insights, we'll have to see what they do with them, right? I mean,
right.
I believe next week or this coming reset, I think people will have infinite. They'll have every insight they need, right? Some people will be crafting their 3rd set of legendary armor this week. Or next week, if I recall correctly.
I'm terrible. I'm still working on 2.
So after that,
haven't finished 1.
Insights are more or less worthless to people, right?
Insight Gobbler, come on.
So yeah, they are going to add some kind of either something you can buy for insights or something.
Right. Yeah.
Something in relation to that, right? There'll be you can trade them in for some materials, you can trade them in for shards. It's like bonus. The insight bonus would be effectively bonus shards, or they could say that there's like a separate pool of magnetite shards, say another 50 that you can only get by doing challenge modes or something like that, right? So
easy armor and stuff.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
You can buy precursor sets, extra insight, super cheap ascended armor. Yeah, exactly, right. It's that sort of stuff. Craft 1 precursor, then salvage it for shards. Oh my god, now it's getting complicated.
Ooh.
But yeah, so yeah, I think that'll be fair. Like an extra 5 gold, an ascended crafting material, and an insight for doing a challenge mode. Repeatable? Yeah, I would say that's pretty fair. Maybe even too strong, even. I mean, that's pretty goddamn strong.
But would you be able to kill it normally, get loot, and then kill a challenge mode and get loot from the boss?
No, I would say no. I would say it's... You could do...
Why not?
You can do both at the same time. So challenge mode, you get challenge mode, and then the loot. And then normal mode, you just get the loot. Yeah, you get double rewards. Well, not double rewards. The challenge mode is the same boss, but for doing the challenge mode, there's a repeatable little chest that gives you 5 gold, and ascended crafting material, and insight. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Gives you credit for both kills in a single challenge.
If you're challenge mode, you get credit for both.
Makes sense.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise, doing it twice would just be kind of weird, but... I don't know. But they have to do something like that, because right now, the only reason people do challenge modes multiple times is to sell them.
It's because I begged them to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as much as people like Yummy are making bank off challenge modes, there's no real reason to do them again right now.
We need to stop Yummy. That's what you're trying to say.
No, free enterprise.
No, think about it. He'll like it even more because then he can repeat the challenge mode, and he gets rewarded for doing it and paid.
Yeah,
Nah.
It becomes even better for him.
So it's even better.
Problem.
It makes it even better. No, I mean you're not going to get rid of raid selling, as long as people are lazy and can't be bothered to. I mean, it turns out you can actually beat bosses with no weapons. So I mean, if you can't handle bosses, guys, it's time.
Well, okay, so here's a question that
it's time to get good.
That Fluke had. Would those CMs have a weekly lockout?
I mean, yeah, I would say yeah. I would say raids are a weekly lockout. You can't just farm the CMs. That would be silly, right? It would be ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it will be it'll be a lockout. So
that will be such easy.
Killing it would just give you normal loot, probably.
Yeah, you just get the. I mean, maybe you could get like double the champ bags or something, but I mean, you're not gonna get.
Well, right. Well,
good, right?
So like when you go in currently, let's say you just kill Sloth every single day, right? You still get loot from him. You get garbage loot, but you get loot, right?
Yeah.
You get complete trash. You get
right. Well,
two champ
so there you go. That's
champ bags and 4 greens. I get fine. Double that in CM. But I mean, no one's really gonna care about that, so it's not really a problem in that regard. But yeah, repeatable CMs on a weekly basis. I'm pretty sure that's the direction they're going in. Easy mode is going to be really fucking easy, just like Wing 4 to a certain extent. I think it might be, guys, this might trigger some people here a little bit, but I honestly think they might make the next raid even easier than Wing 4, right, on normal mode.
Yeah.
And I strongly expect that. But if they do that, they have to do repeatable challenge modes in some way.
Right.
Because otherwise, raids are no longer
competitive.
You will. Well, again, like they shouldn't even really care about the fucking elite players to a certain extent because it's such a minority. But they will piss off that community if they make it trivially easy and never get and they don't make the challenge modes repeatable. You know. But yeah. I don't know, dude. Yeah, easy. I know it's easier what face, but I honestly think that Wing 5 or whatever it's going to be, like Raid 3, because I mean, Bastion was kind of its own separate little thing. They will make it easier to kind of silence the anger of the casuals, and even then, it won't be enough, guys. Just so you know. Just so you know, guys. Like even then, people are still going to complain. I mean, people complain that fucking Living Story is too hard. I mean,
dude, that Conicus room, holy shit, took me 3 days to do the rest of that.
Were you in there for 3 days straight? Like, just dying and respawning? Like you finally got it done?
Different strats. I fucking got some Nomad's gear, and I finally managed to do it.
I think that there's room for both of those. I don't see why there isn't room for both of those players in the game, right? Exactly what Teapot is saying. They're probably going to make the raid a little bit easier. That will open the raid up to more people to try it out, to get those basic rewards, whatever the case is. And then add CM motes or repeatable CMs that caters to the audience who cares about the challenge. So,
yeah. Basically, you have to make it so that one version is normal. Then comparing it to WoW, like CM has to be like mythic mode.
Right, yeah.
Where it takes multiple days to even progress through it. It has a bunch of new mechanics, new phases. And maybe even some story you only see when you beat the challenge mode.
No.
Just to piss off those people.
No, they're not going to do that.
Just the hidden... You only get the cutscene if you complete challenge mode.
As much as that would be really funny, I don't think that would be good. That would really entertain me, and the rage would be beautiful, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And for the record, I'm not really pro easier raids, because I don't think they're that raids bad to begin with, but I do think that's the direction that they're heading. And we've seen iteration on the raids as well as the addition of more and more CMs. I think that CMs will become repeatable next time. I do wonder what story they're going to try to tell next. Will it be a completely new thing, or are they going to try and rehash something else? Because that always sort of like rubs people the wrong way as well. And then I'm not saying they should necessarily really worry about that. Just I'm curious
Yeah.
as to what the next setting will be.
There's always going to be complaints. Like I almost think that they maybe shouldn't have given in to people with Wing 4, right? I mean, they kind of caved a little bit and said, all right, we'll make it easier then. Oh, yeah, we'll make it easier. So they make it easier, but people still think that, like, Wing 4 is legitimately hard, right? And you could argue that... I don't know. No, actually, no. I'm gonna take a stand here, guys. Every single boss in Wing 4 is fucking easy, okay? Demos is legitimately one of the easiest bosses in the game, okay? I am gonna say that right now, okay? Like, Mercer Overseer is barely a boss. Fucking Ken is easy mode. He doesn't even do anything if you kill him quick enough. Samurog is a total joke. And Demos, he doesn't do anything. Like, Demos doesn't do anything, dude. Like, all you have to do is not stand in a circle, and it doesn't have any mechanics, man.
That's too hard for some people.
It is, dude. It is. So, I mean, I don't even know, dude. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Maybe they shouldn't have done it because it's still not easy enough for some people. People go, oh, Wing 4 is so hard, man. No, Wing 4 is fucking easy. I'm sorry. It's, like, ridiculously easy. But it's not enough, and they're probably going to make it even easier to the point where it's going to be totally trivial and that you have to do CMs to get any kind of good fight. And that's fine, as long as there's rewards. Even the CMs. Yeah. Like, even the CMs. Like, Ken CM is literally the same, except you got to press a button. Mercer Overseer CM is fun. Samurog CM is, like, what a CM should actually be. And Demos CM is just, like, you have to do the normal fight, except you actually have to not suck. And you can't be complete trash. But I know, again, like, Demos and Samurai are also good ones. Okay,
I have a question then for you, Teapot. If they go down this route and challenge mode becomes actual challenging, would you lock challenge mode behind the normal modes for progression? So if first you have to do normal mode, then you get to do challenge mode.
I think that's kind of redundant because that's what people are going to do anyway, but, I mean, you can if you want.
Well, what do you think they should do from a developer standpoint? Because otherwise you have two quite different races if one guild decides to go for challenge mode first and one decides to go for normal mode first.
I honestly don't think it matters in Guild Wars 2 because there is no, like, competitive PvE.
Fair enough.
There's no competitive PvE?
I mean...
It's not really a thing.
Not really? It's a small community for sure, I think.
Yeah.
And even then, I think I talked about how with the last raid, with Wing 4, people sort of, a couple of teams sort of competed against each other to see who could finish it first. But I thought that the real excitement was going to come from who could complete it, the CMs first. But then that didn't end up being a thing.
Because really. CMs were bugging.
Well, there was a bug fiesta.
So, I mean,
it can't be competitive if it doesn't work.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there kind of should be. I mean, World First is hype, right? Progression is the best thing for me, but it seems that no one really cared about challenge modes for some reason. I don't really know why.
I think they were
those are the real fights, man.
Because we didn't have them before.
They were the real fights, but unfortunately, it's just.
The noise is annoying from the mic. Whose mic?
Yeah,
is it mine because I have a fan on?
I think it's going.
Wait, what?
That's my very good impersonation of your microphone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the completely game-breaking bug that destroyed Samurog, I guess, was.
Nah, Samurog was fine, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Very
I think that
easy.
was probably
Very easy. Yeah. But you could just let a person die 9 mana.
Oh, yeah. I guess, right, yeah. Like, the whole bug fiesta where you could just do the challenge mode, but it's not actually challenge mode. Yeah, I mean, that's fucking lame.
Yeah.
And I guess that kind of killed it. It just destroyed it.
I mean, yeah, you can show the title, but you can't... If you haven't recorded the fight, you can't show that you did full 100% on it.
Yeah, so, I mean, the whole Silent Savior and Demon's Demise fiasco, right? I mean, yeah. Whatever. 25 free AP. But I know. I think it would be really hyped to get that stuff done, but I think that it will take a while to build up again. So I guess, like, the correct procedure is that you do lock the challenge modes behind normal mode. Just so, you know, you can't just, like, jump the other guilds if we're going to go for some dank, kind of world-first action. I personally think that's hype, but I don't think that
If they
There's
want
a
to
lot of
create such a
interest.
scene, then that's kind of what they have to do.
That's what
Yeah.
they should do, I think.
It's probably the best way to go. Probably. Probably, maybe, sometimes. I'm always so
Probably.
family friendly, Jebro. I am always family friendly. I'm family friendly right now. I'm not toxic, but I want some tough raids, man. I want some tricky raids. I don't want this Wing 4 Clown Fiesta. I mean, I actually kind of like Wing 4, the theme of it and the kind of the design of the bosses. I really love the design of the bosses, but they were just a little bit undertuned. No, they were very undertuned.
And I do like that they went away from. Do you think they're going to bring back the events thing? So in Wing 4, they did 4 bosses, rather than like.
I think the events might be cool, but they shouldn't be a main thing. There should still be bosses to compensate, so you should have a minimum of 3 bosses in every raid.
Yeah, but like I'd rather just have 4 bosses. I got to be honest.
I would, but I mean, if they want to keep doing the events, you kind of have to.
I don't think there's going to be a raid before the
That's not
expansion.
No.
No. We've been. That'll be the longest. Will that be the longest since release? It will be, right?
Yep.
That we've gone without a
Yeah.
raid.
Yeah, but I mean that's because they're gonna save it for.
I mean, it's almost there now, right?
We're very close to hitting the record.
World record, guys! World record.
It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame.
World first.
I would have loved to have one more raid before the expansion, but
Yeah.
at this point, at this stage, I just can't see it.
Yeah.
No, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen before the expansion. That's fine. I mean, that's you can't really expect them. I mean, they're trying to finish the expansion off. They can't be going too crazy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're working on the next raid for the expansion, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll have to. It'll be a few months. A few months after the expansion is when we get the next raid, probably. And it'll be great. It'll be amazing. It'll be terrific.
It will be
guys.
fantastic.
It'll be good. And we'll have a new fractal shortly after that. They're just going to keep that PvE train going, guys, okay? This is the time where I'm going to start being, like, massively... I don't know if you guys remember this. People always kind of rip me for this a little bit, but for Hearthorn's launch, I was like, yeah, they've got content stored up, guys. They're going to be great.
Haha.
They had content stored up. They're going to just roll it out after Heart of Thorns. I'm just going to say the exact same thing again, because I believe that there is
This time
no way...
it might actually be true.
Because this time, I think it might actually be true, and it's not going to be a total shitfest after the expansion launch, okay? I'm putting it on the table now, guys. I'm putting it on the
They
table
don't
now.
want another Heart of Thorns launch. Let's just say that.
No, I don't think they do.
They don't want a buggy game where the content comes afterwards. People get done very soon. They have to remove the mastery lock because otherwise you can't progress through the story and you have to do a lot of boring grinding. I think they really want a smooth launch this time. Almost Blizzard-like launch. For Legion. Not for all the other
I was
expansions.
going to say about that, dude. I'm not sure if Blizzard are known for the best launches, dude. I don't know.
I mean-
Stronghold to Bastion, 9 months? Was it really between Wing 3 and Wing 4 was 9 months? Holy shit, dude.
We could have a baby during
Right,
that
so
time.
it's 5 months right now, another 4 months to pass, but we know that after this episode, Mo said that until the release, it would be slightly longer than waiting for the next story. So another 4 months, it might be pretty equal. Might be about 9 months in total when we finally get it.
Yeah, dude.
The question is, will a raid ship immediately with the expansion, or will they have to?
Well, I think they'll
Have
do
2
the
weeks
Blizzard
between it.
thing,
Definitely
and
not.
it'll be 2 weeks after.
No,
Yeah.
there's no way. I mean, think how like ridiculous that would be. You've just released these new elite specs that do completely different things, and then there's a raid shipped with it. No, like they're gonna give people at least a month, 2 weeks, a month at least. I think even 2 weeks would be probably a little bit too soon for like most people to get ready for a raid, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
How many
Will they
raids do you
do
want to
it-
have for the expansion then?
Just many, as many as they can ship. Loads.
I think it'll just be one. I think it'll be one wing
What?
of
No.
whatever.
What? One wing?
In the progression.
entire-
of it.
Well, I
expansion
mean,
then?
no. I'm just saying at launch it'll be one wing, not for the entire expansion. Come on.
Yeah.
It'll just be like Heart of Thorns when
Yeah,
they
no,
launch.
they won't launch an entire raid in one go. It'll be
one wing with the launch is what I meant.
Yeah, but it
I'm
won't
hoping
be
it's
on
4
launch.
bosses.
It won't be immediately on launch. Yeah, 4 bosses.
Well, yeah,
4
2
bosses,
weeks,
and a
2,
few
3
weeks
weeks,
down the
whatever.
line, and they release that shit. People get hyped. PV content, boys, and you've got new elite specs. So everything's probably a bit broken. Everything's probably imbalanced to the point of hilarity. So it'll be great. Like you're gonna be running.
Ellie will still be the best.
You're gonna be running 10 Ellies, dude.
Oh man, that puts it in a real interesting spot. If we get the release around October,
Yeah.
like before, which I think is very plausible, then we get a new release beginning in November-ish, right?
Yeah.
Then ArenaNet goes on vacation until January, and then end of January, beginning of February, we get Season 4. Could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be terrific, dude. Minstrel Firebrand, like guys, we don't know anything about these league specs. Like we got no announcement, dude. We don't know
I know nothing about these elite specs.
Yeah, except for all these naughty people who have inside information, like Kevin.
These fucking cis white males with insider info.
Yeah.
Supported by the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking leaks, dude.
I hate leakers. Everyone who leaks, I mean, they should just be...
Minstrel every class, dude. Like, the only stat you need is Minstrel, dude. Just run Minstrel everything, dude. Like, what else do you need? I mean, yeah. I mean, I want to be hopeful, guys. I really do. But Heart of Sands... Heart of Sands is going to be the expansion
POF,
where ArenaNet
Pantheon of the Forgotten
hits the fucking dank tempo with their content, guys. It's gonna be great. It's gonna flow beautiful. There's gonna be no bugs at all. It's gonna be content. We're gonna go straight into Living Story a few months down the line. We're gonna have a raid. There's gonna be a fractal. It's gonna be
a dungeon. Oh wait, no dungeons.
No, it's not gonna be dungeons, dude. That's fake news. Like, it's fucked. Like, there's no point.
Fuck dungeons.
How much harder can raids get? The only way raids could get get harder is if they just add like a unnecessary amount of mechanics, or they just actually put DPS check in. And the thing is, even if you add loads of mechanics, the only way it gets really difficult
MMOs do
is because you need the DPS check as well, though, right? Because otherwise you can just cheese the mechanics.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy just to cheese stuff really hard. In Guild Wars 2 because of all the heals, right? You need to be able to actually have a fight where you need to do mechanics but also do damage, right? I mean, Matthias is a great example of this. There's quite a lot of mechanics, like there's a lot of stuff going on, but you have an eternity to do it, so it doesn't really matter. Same with Demos.
But what if if for the challenge mode for Matthias they would have done all mechanics at the same time? So they would call it would given. The title would be Elemental Storm or something. You had the clouds going on, you had the tornadoes going on, you had the rats going on all the time. That would be a hard boss.
That would be a massive clusterfuck.
Yeah, that would be a hard boss.
that's what MMOs do, though. They just add a lot of mechanics to bosses to make them difficult. I mean, and they make them happen at the same time so that the group has to split to deal with them. And
I mean, if you see Mythic kill Jaden, that shit's insane.
Yeah.
Like a lot of mechanics. You just need to stack mechanics on mechanics on mechanics.
Yeah, just keep adding more mechanics. Keep adding more mechanics until you actually need to write a third-party program that interfaces with you just to tell you what's going on, man. That's what you need. Right? And then you have to remove that feature from your modding system because it was like causing the fights to turn to giant clusterfucks that no one really knew what was going on. You want that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That would be great.
Yeah. That's the way you want to go?
Just add 32 mechanics to every boss.
Just and then all the ads have like 50 mechanics as well, right?
Yeah.
Just make it more and more complicated to the point where people have to hack the game to actually beat it. I agree, dude.
I would actually find it very interesting if they made a boss where you need 2 tanks.
Yeah.
I think that would be a very logical thing for them to do, in fact.
I mean, I did Time Walking Black Temple. We did the second boss with 4 tanks. Just to kite him around.
Holy shit, dude.
Was that... How many people, though? 25?
We did it 10 man. We did flexible.
10 man.
Four
Okay.
tank.
Yeah.
Four tanks
Four
and
Four
10
tanks,
people.
2 heroes.
I don't know, dude.
4 DPS.
I don't know.
And it was great.
Demos has 2 tanks. Technically.
Hand tank.
No, it has one guider who has to do basically nothing, and then
And how would you handle
one
tank swapping though in Guild Wars 2?
special action key.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do that. Yeah, you could do that.
Glenna, come here and help me.
Yeah, tank.
Yeah,
This
I'm not
boss
your
hit.
puppy.
Tank this boss hit, dude. Do it.
Yeah, it could be special action key.
That would be actually be pretty good.
There's a lot of stuff that they can do. And how about
The
for a
boss-
start, like how about fighting 2 bosses at the same time, or 3 bosses at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like council style.
I can
boss,
only take 3 at the same time though, no
right? Yeah.
more.
Oh, is that all you can handle?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, otherwise I get distracted.
Yeah.
Nah, it would be interesting to have like the lovers in Ascalon Catacombs if that was a raid boss. Like make sure they can't come close to each other. And then you would need 2 tanks as well.
Sloth has a lot of tanks.
No.
Well,
Not
Oh.
dedicated tanks.
right, just one tank at a time, and it randomly chooses to. Which actually, I like that. I like that sloth mechanic. So it's kind of interesting.
And that's just not true. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about having like 2 characters that are dedicated to holding the aggro and surviving. Like you don't really do that on Sloth because I don't know.
Yeah.
You just want to make
drag
him
him along.
move, right? You just move him in there. That's not tanking, guys. It's not tanking. That's just aggro holding, which is like a slightly separate thing, right? Because you need some mitigation to tank stuff. Is basically like a council boss is really missing. Yeah, exactly. Like 2 bosses or 3 even. Like that is something
Council
that we need to
boss.
see. Yeah, council boss. Like
Well, like
something
KC,
attacking
but you
the end.
actually. I suppose it's kind of like KC.
how's it
but
like
I just-
KC?
Well, Rima said when I mentioned the lovers mechanic, that's the case. That's the same as you have to do with KC with the ghosts. I just want a dedicated boss where it's all the time. Where you have to do it all the time. You don't actually kill. And I suppose those when you have to tank 2 bosses have to have the same health pool, basing them on the same health pool like WoW does. So you have
and Rit is saying 2 at the same time, like VG, 1 power, 1 Condi. Well, no, because that's a phase, right? That's not the entirety of the fight.
Yeah.
Like Legion has the, let me just quickly see, Demonic Inquisition. We're based on the same health pool, so they share a health pool, but they have both have different mechanics, and you have to kite them. You basically need 2 tanks to kite them, and they could add that with the special action key.
Or they could or they could have 1 boss that goes after someone with the highest vitality, and then 1 boss that goes after someone with the highest toughness, right?
I think that would be fucky to organize, though. I don't think that would be fun to organize at all.
I don't know. I mean, you just have like 1 tank that's got a slightly more vitality. It's not difficult, right? Or you just have it as like 1st and 2nd toughness, right? So
Yeah, that would be good.
So it goes for the 1 boss goes for someone with the 1st toughness, and the other guy goes for the 2nd toughness, or something like that, right?
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, easy,
Some classes have taunts, yeah.
Taunts are kind of like...
doesn't work on bosses though, right? It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything to bosses.
If you have 2 bosses, then there will just be 2 groups to kill each one of the bosses. Maybe you need to tank 1 away from it because he goes invulnerable to damage.
I mean, or maybe the groups have to swap over at some point as well, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a debuff you get the longer you're near another boss and you need to swap over to the other one. Yeah. Or there's like an ability that you have, like only 1 group can affect the other boss in another way. So like there's interaction between the 2 groups, stuff like that. There's a lot of different things that all the weird bosses.
Also, it's kind of like, we need meaningful ads. So not ads that you can pull in and cleave down. Like KC is an example of it, but you need more like KC, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, where it's more than just the boss, right? With ads that actually do a lot of stuff, right? And to a certain extent, don't you think we kind of had that with Saul in Demos to a certain extent? And those ads will basically fuck you if you don't deal with them very quickly.
Yeah, but you can't do it. You can cleave them very easily.
Yeah. You basically just cleave them down, right? And if you're feeling really cheesy, you just bring a Necro and Epidemic kit. But I think that's kind of in the right direction of what you're asking for there, right? To a certain extent.
It's in the right direction, but it's not fully there.
Yeah. And again, like on
like
KC,
a lot with
the
like
KC
a lot of
ads,
ArenaNet
right?
stuff.
The KC ads, and even Zero as well, right? If you don't, if those
Yeah, but those can be pulled and quickly.
yeah, again they can be pulled.
No,
quickly
but if you have a good group.
yeah, if you leave
Like
them though, they're gonna hollow you out, dude. Seriously, it's gonna be fucked up.
You have to use those words.
It's gonna be rough, man. Those Zero ads are gonna get you good.
Yeah, but they aren't part of like mechanics. The only mechanic ads that we have are KC.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
would
that's right.
rather have them have meaningful ads and have just like a bunch of ads that I have to cleave down.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Just having more meaningful ads that you have to maybe even swap off to, like you. I mean, again, here's the thing. Like we're talking from a very weird position, right? Because a lot of, if you're not very good at raids, you will swap off Demos to go on the saw, right? And you will swap off KC to attack the ads, right? So it's kind of only the case if you're actually in an organized group and you just have the actual capacity to just cleave stuff down, you know?
Yeah, but we need to make for challenge mode. You would need this. For normal mode, maybe not. But for challenge mode, you would need it.
It's kind of like a sliding. It's kind of a perspective thing though here as well. I mean, we're saying, well, you just cleave them down, but that's because like we execute the fight in a very specific way compared to Clown Fiesta groups, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right, but that's fine if it's in a CM mode, like you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
in a
but then
CM mode, it's okay to expect more from your players. So I think it's okay to expect them to have the ability to cleave them down, and so you make it so that you can't do that.
Okay.
And Nike had a point where he says, you know, take the KC ads and put them into the Demos fight. Now you have something interesting, right? Can you imagine them running around and having to pull them apart and DPS them down at the same? Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of adding more, you know, meaningful mechanics happening at the same time.
Yeah. There's.
And meaningful ads, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, that would just make it more chaotic, right? I mean, a lot of the time, once the fights have been really learned, even fights that people would consider chaotic basically boil down to people standing on top of each other, buffing and melting the boss. I mean, if you look at a really good kill video for something like Matthias, all they're doing is like they basically stand on top of each other, keep the boss in the middle, move out for mechanics. It's extremely controlled. Like it's a very controlled environment, and obviously on like the world's first kill, I actually think this is like a stupid complaint. Because this is like a foolish thing for me to say, because as you learn PvE, it will become more and more controlled and more precise to the point where it will just end up as just people smashing a DPS golem, right? Because as soon as people learn to cheese the mechanics and just deal with them perfectly, it's like totally immaterial what happens really. You just melt everything, man, with that sick LED.
Yeah, okay, eventually.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you make that period where they gain control over the mechanics longer by having more difficult mechanics. Let's say it takes them 4 months to make a raid, and it takes 2 months to learn these mechanics fully. Then you have 2 months where it's easy, but you have a longer time where it's harder for people and it's still progressing. It feels like skill is still progressing.
Yeah.
So basically, they have to make that time. If they can't pump out content, they have to make the learning time and the mastering time as long as possible.
Well, in that case, like the way you have to go about this is as Nike's already said this, right? And I think everyone's pretty much aware of this. Pretty much everyone in chat is going to be aware of this. Like the way you do that is you just half the enrage timer.
Yeah,
which is already very generous as it is.
Do you think they should do that for challenge mode then? Because for normal mode, that might be a bit too mean.
Right. And that's
not
ultimately
normal,
that's
they shouldn't do it. They shouldn't do
it
it normal because we're going for kind of the casual mode, normal mode. But just
Right.
go for make it a Clown Fiesta, dude. Like you got to make it very chaotic, but you also you can't allow the chaos to get you the kill, right? That's the key, right? Right now it can be a complete shitfest, and you'll probably kill it way before Enrage anyway. If they want to make raids really hard, then you have to. So yes, the next one we raid. Damn, I remember that fucking Matthias got it. Goddamn Clown Fiesta, man. But it's fine. Do you know why? Like that Matthias guy is such a great example of why you can just cheese everything in Guild Wars 2. We're on like 4 necromancers. we were like everyone was dying constantly. We were like transfusing everyone, like pulling them out of all the mechanics that we failed. And it didn't matter because we lost a lot of damage and we barely had any time left at the end, like a few minutes, I think. But it didn't matter because we just played a really, really safe strategy and just kind of carried ourselves to victory. Whereas if you wanted it to be actually difficult, like we should have got punished. Like we should have died way earlier than that. The boss should have been raised like 5 minutes ago, like 3 or 4 minutes ago even, and then we would all be dead. Because actually, a fun fact, like again, like enrages don't matter in Guild Wars 2 that much. Like Samrog does. Like Samrog will fuck you up, but
yeah,
a lot of the enrages really don't matter at all in Guild Wars 2. I mean, the Can one doesn't even do anything, which is kind of funny.
Does it actually not do any?
All it does is it means you can't lose the stacks. And on normal mode, the petrified thing doesn't work. It doesn't apply. It's for some reason it doesn't work properly. It doesn't actually petrify you, so it does absolutely nothing. Whereas on Mercer Overseer, you lose your special action keys.
The thing is, there's a very thin line between making things hard and making things unfair. I feel with some bosses.
I mean,
like Sarah, if you have a wrong teleport, you're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, that's RNG, though. I mean, you can get fucked really hard there, and that kind of sucks, I guess, but lol.
Lol. Get good.
Yeah. I don't know. They just need to either give the bosses more HP on challenge mode. Like, I mean, they kind of did that a little bit, but maybe not enough. And you could definitely argue that Samrog CM is kind of closing on that because it's the one encounter where the enrage may become relevant. But then again, as long as it's not a clown fiesta, you'll get through it pretty quickly anyway, right? That's not really the case. I don't really understand this. We want hard raids. If you want hard raids, just go and play WoW. Guild Wars 2 isn't about raids. Yes, it's good.
WoW raids aren't hard. Normal, it only gets hard on Mythic.
I mean, yeah.
But to say that just because you want hardcore raids, go to another game.
Yeah, raids exist, so why can't they be? Why can't they be difficult? Why do they have to be? Yeah, why do they have to be easy?
Raids.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that thought process. Why can't it be both?
Yeah, why can't Guild Wars 2 have really good content, right? I don't know.
And a harder CM mode, like. They've added raids. Why not live up to the, possible expectations of it?
The problem is if a new player looks, or a hardcore raiding guild in WoW looks at Guild Wars 2 and sees that the boss has been cleared on day 1, they're not going to want to get into that.
Well, but part of that, part of that is that there's no gear treadmill, right? There's no re-gearing for every raid. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that certainly adds to some of the issues with why it takes a little bit longer in WoW. Well, it's not all of the reason. Yeah. It's not all of the reason, but it's some of the reason.
I think that WoW can kind of get away with it, right? Because in WoW, the raids get easier over time, in effect, right? Because the DPS requirement, in effect, becomes less relevant as you gain more stats. You gain more item level, right?
Yeah.
So, Mythic is, insane. I mean, these guilds are wiping 500, 600 times.
They cleared it now, though.
Yeah, they Method got it, right?
Yeah, they got it.
It takes them ages, right? Because it's so very, very tight on the DPS when you're under geared. They're basically under geared, right? Because they haven't got the loot from the raid to make themselves stronger. So that's kind of an advantage WoW has in making the game difficult. That's not the case with Guild Wars 2. Everyone's got ascended gear. And at the end of the day, at this point, people are starting to. A lot of people are getting infusions, with the extra 2% as well. So people are already pretty well optimized, right? So, I don't know. It's like...
Getting better over time.
If going into raids with, fucking rare gear, it's not that extreme, but it would be awkward as fuck, right? It would be more difficult. But then again, people have done raids in green gear, so I don't know, dude. So it's a tricky thing, right?
Yeah.
But there are the different systems. I mean, it's very difficult to compare Guild Wars 2 and raids with any other games because it's very different and it doesn't have that gear treadmill that a lot of MMOs already have,
They will not do something for 0.1% of the player base? Really? But they added raids.
If it brings them money...
Isn't that already against the grain of that thought process? They're adding CMs, which are not for the majority of the player base. They, as structured PvP doesn't have the largest following, sadly, and they continue to update and add that so far. World vs. World doesn't have the biggest following, And even though that barely sees updates, it does see updates from time to time. So I don't know that 0.1%, which I think is a false number anyway, although I'm sure you just made that up. I don't think that that's the right attitude to have for content.
Bing's actually spitting fire.
I'm not trying to spit fire. I'm just saying, like,
you just demolished this guy. This poor guy just came in.
I just don't think that that's the right attitude to have. Why can't we have both? Because it's a casual game, you're not allowed to have raids, or you're not allowed to have challenging content. It can still be. It's still a casual game, even though people want these things, and ArenaNet has delivered, at least on some level. Could it be more difficult? Yes, that's kind of what we're discussing, and that's what some of us want.
Yeah. And
it's killing a discussion worth having if you make up the argument that only 1.0% is going to see it.
And at the end of the day, like people expect raids in MMO. A lot of MMO gamers, right? They think of raids as like the end game for MMOs to a certain extent, right? And having that in Guild Wars 2 is going to bring more people to the game. Get that fat stack. Not fair for the casual players, because raid development takes away from other development times. We're always like, oh yeah, nice meme, dude, nice meme. I almost thought you were kind of scaring me there for a second. I was like, oh god, he's not saying this. At the end of the day, though, I think they're going to make raids work for casuals as well. I mean, with Wing 4.
Right, and unfortunately...
You can be pretty casual and do Wing 4, right?
You might miss that part of the conversation, which is fine. I understand people jump in the middle of these things, so it might not be clear. But we said at the very beginning, or at least Teapot said at the very beginning, that Wing 5, or the next raid, is probably going to be even easier than Wing 4 for normal mode. But that we expect that CMs will now be repeatable, and hopefully a lot more difficult than normal mode. And I do believe that ArenaNet has shown, from the first raid wing to the fourth raid wing, this progression of doing exactly that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're getting more in their flow of what they want raids to be. So they're gonna...
And in some respects, adjusting to what the community is saying, right? Yeah. I don't think, and I could be wrong because I don't work on the raid team, I don't even work for ArenaNet, I don't think they're the biggest fan of infantile or story mode, but I do think that they think it's okay to make the raids in general more accessible, more easier for people, and then have challenge modes where you can really get, where you can really cater more to those people who are looking for that, and of course reward them properly for doing so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, they can use that to appeal to a larger audience, right? And that there is a market out there. A lot of MMO gamers are into that stuff. I mean, again, let's look at World of Warcraft. What's the main attraction to WoW? I mean, it's basically raiding, right? Well, I mean, I don't know. At least to me, anyway. But it's a big component. Like, it's a big component of World of Warcraft and various other MMOs. Like, again, like even like WildStar were hyping their like crazy 40-man shit, right? But yeah, it's a big component of MMO gaming. That's a pretty large section of the audience in MMOs who can get into this. So I think they can appeal to both audiences there. I think they can have casual and a more
I think they need to appeal
community.
to both audiences.
Yeah, I think they can do both, dude.
Because at the end of the day, this WoW race, I wasn't playing WoW actively, but I was following the race just to see who would win. If you have a few known teams who are competing, and the raids are actually hard and enjoyable to watch, you're going to pull in an extra audience.
Exactly. And I really hope they do decide to go in that direction. I don't think
people are making WildStar memes. WildStar had some pretty good encounters, actually. But
the problem with WildStar is that they made a game for an audience that's 40 and has jobs now and can't hardcore raid anymore.
Well, not only that, but if you can't find 5 people, you sure as hell can't find 40. So that's just not gonna work too well. And they had huge problems with the random itemization of best in slot gear, along with a bunch of other stuff. But
basically,
raids were good. Inspiring calmness is absolutely right. The one thing WildStar did good were the encounters. Actually, were pretty freaking good. But anyway.
WoW won't die until Teapot leaves Azeroth. Now, WoW is pretty fucking unkillable, dude.
Until Journey leaves Azeroth.
I'm not even playing WoW right now, but I mean, you can still respect Respect Blizzard for keeping it going, dude. It is goddamn impressive how they always manage to kind of pull it out the bag, you know?
Oh, it's kind of like with Warlords, they beat the horse to death. And then they got a new horse with Legion.
Yeah, dude.
Let me just refresh people. I don't know if you guys ever played a 40-man raid, but in any game.
I think I did in SWOT, yeah.
But a 40-man raid is basically 10 players who are pretty decent or good, carrying 30 other players along in the raid.
Yep.
Which Yummy would love. That means you can sell to 30 people.
Sell 30 people. Nice.
Can you just imagine the profits, Yummy? 30 slots to sell?
Oh my god, he'd be rich.
Stop. He's gonna.
It's pretty epic. I mean, I've never done it, but I imagine it does turn into a huge shit fest. And
what a clown fiesta!
Yeah.
Oh
I can't imagine there's any other word for it except clown fiesta, right? It must be completely ridiculous, honestly. Like I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me otherwise. I'm sure it was great. I'm sure I imagine it was a lot of fun and very epic, but
original Next was
insane clown
pretty
fiesta.
darn good. Pretty darn good and difficult, but man, some of them early WoW raids, and then you would be one of like 5 or 6 paladins, and one piece of paladin gear would drop.
We should have that in Guild Wars too. One mount drops.
Fight over it.
Exactly. I think we should put like 2 to 3% drop rate, and then you have to argue over it, and one person gets it. I completely agree. That's exactly how I need to do that. We need Needle Green, man.
We need to destroy our guilds even more.
40-man vanilla WoW was great and shite at the same time. I think that sentiment from Ajax is pretty. I think I can probably understand that. It was probably amazing, but looking back at it, it was probably
cancer as well.
Greg Keller's talking about some like old concepts. You had class leaders, you had group leaders. There was all kinds of leaders coordinating groups of people. It was a fiesta for sure.
Bring back RP. Roleplay? Bring back roleplay into the game? You know, I saw a Reddit post on the Reddit, on the Guild
Why are
Wars 2
role players hated?
Why are role players so hated in Guild Wars 2 community?
Because 30% of role players can't get near a school.
Are they...
Oh my God. That's just fact.
Are they really hated? Like I really don't know any role players.
They're very much hated in DR.
Yeah, because the thing is, they instead of doing it privately, they will openly ERP.
Well, that's okay because when we get mounts, you can take your mount and just run over them over and over and over again. They love that.
Yeah. Up and down and up and down and
I think
beat them that way.
There are a huge amount of ERPers in Guild Wars 2.
There are a filthy amount of ERPers. I would say probably 40% of role players have ERP.
It's just all the time. Like I'm AFKing in Queen's Terrace, right? And there's just people ERPing, like, and somehow it actually has the range. It has the range to reach all the way there, right? Yeah.
And Awesome Tavern is like very close too.
I've only ever encountered role players in SWOTOR, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys were cringy.
How have you not encountered role players in Guild Wars, dude?
Even in WoW, and I know like there was a server in Goldshire where ERP and all that was a really big thing.
It's my favorite server. It's that's my home server. Moonguard.
Whatever it was called, I forget. Moonguard, right? I didn't stumble upon it accidentally. I have no real interest in seeking it out, so I don't know. Go to the DR bar and RP walk around with no Okay.
Do that.
Whatever brings you enjoyment in the game, I guess,
Wow.
I mean, you can't even sit in chairs, so...
Arcane wants to burn the role players, apparently. I mean, he obviously...
Arcane has some interesting opinions on a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a few other things he'd like to burn as well. But there's, I don't know. I mean, role players...
As long as they don't stuff it in my face.
I don't know. I've never, besides SWOTOR, and only because I was on a role-playing PvP server, was the only, I don't know. I've never encountered them. I don't normally play on a role-playing server, so maybe that's why. Guild Wars 2 is a bit different because they don't really have those, but... Like in WoW,
yeah.
you had role-playing servers, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the lack of support for roleplay has a tendency to has a tendency to kind of expose people to things that they find like completely ridiculous, right? And worse than that. Because I honestly think that most people don't really give a shit about roleplayers. Like that, people say, oh, you know what? It's fine. Like normal roleplay. It's fine, dude. Like they
Doesn't bother me.
I know they actually have fun. Like I know they actually like this, like creating stories for themselves. It's just like writing or anything.
They have fun either way, too, but whether they ERP or normal RP.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it is actually the ERP thing that kind of like has turned the Guild Wars 2 community off because there is a lot of ERP. Okay,
as
wow.
I said, I have
God. Okay. People getting exposed here.
Yeah, that's an Arcane. I don't know where you got that information.
But I mean, it's just the amount of ERP that people get exposed to. Kind of like probably creates a bit of an unfortunate stereotype with regards to role players. Like I think there's too much ERP in Guild Wars 2, guys. Okay, it's just too much. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like roleplay. It's just another game mode, and people have got this creative outlet, and that's great, right? But ERP. I mean, come on, guys.
Disgusting.
What the fuck?
Get some help.
I mean, I don't know. I guess people are really into that shit, but I don't know, dude. ERP is just... It's like it scared Inks away. Inks is like gone because of the ERP, dude. Wait, do we know any ERPs? Wait, Kevin. Wait, I don't know, dude. No, I don't want to get any ERPs on TeaTime. Like, I think that would not go well, actually.
Can invite Ancient Chaos.
Yeah.
I'm sure he or she would come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to play when I was younger, and had a group that was into that. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, and really enjoyed it. So that's role playing.
You didn't stick your virtual wiener into another virtual.
No, it didn't. My D&D sessions did not turn into ERP sessions. It was about actually playing Dungeons and Dragons. But
yeah.
When I transitioned to MMOs, I don't know, that is just lost. I guess because it became more about character and gear progression instead of trying to, role play some character or something.
Yeah. I don't know, the problem is they do it in a very public place. And they don't always behave themselves.
They just can't contain themselves, dude.
Yeah.
Was I a Mighty Paladin or a Swift Elven Archer?
Oh. Well, which one were you?
Yeah, which one were you?
Neither.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so long ago, I don't even remember. I'm sure I had lots of characters.
Oh wow, Lua subs. Okay.
Lua subs.
Ooh.
Isn't that a yummy? That's a yummy sub as well, isn't it? That's Yummy's emote. It's because he's got the sauce.
Yummy has subs.
Yeah, everyone does now, dude. Everyone's got
Holy
the sub
shit.
button.
I have to get in on this.
Wait.
Great.
I could see ERP in World vs. World since there are a lot of female players, but in LA, I don't know.
Nah, you have to. If you want to look.
Wait, Inks, were you a dungeon master?
No.
Were you dungeon master, Inks?
Dungeon Master Inks,
Yeah?
that's me. No, I wasn't.
Okay, now real question, real talking. Did you turn your entire house into a dungeon?
No, no.
Yes.
If you turn the webcam to the left, do we just see a dungeon?
Yes, yep, right over here, stone wall, chains on the wall.
Yeah, chains. Do you have slaves as well? Yeah.
What do you think edited his YouTube videos?
Oh, he's got slaves. Yeah, DMO Inks. Yeah, DMO Inks.
DMO Inks.
Yeah, nice.
Oh my gosh.
And his basement into a dungeon, and that's where he makes gachi videos. Now, guys, I seeing as we've kind of run out of Guild Wars 2 content, Twitch chat, tell us something to talk about. I actually need to expose Mike2272 here, okay? Because I asked on stream, is there such a thing as Afrikaant right version? And I thought, oh my god! And then and then a few hours later, Afrikaant right version was actually requested. It was Gachamuchi mixed with Afrikaant, and I thought, holy shit! Like, how is this a thing? But it turns out, who made it? It was Mike. Mike himself gathered these videos and edited Afrikaant right version. Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's making gachi, dude. Wait, what the hell? What's this image? This is Syndrina getting his daily login rewards. Yeah, okay.
He's a dungeon master.
He's dungeon master as well.
That's
Yeah,
the screenshot.
Yeah.
Magnificent.
Senders confirmed the dungeon master.
I always had a suspicion.
Yeah. I mean, that's not dungeoneer though. And dungeon master means you've done every single dungeon. Like one of my fucking alt accounts has that because I did every dungeon on that for.
Does he lock his opponents up in his dungeon?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
If you lose to rank 55, you have to you have to go in that dungeon.
You go to the Hellseth dungeon.
Yeah, you go in the dungeon.
The King's dungeon.
Yeah.
Hellseth locks you up.
Wait, did someone just request Africa? Yeah. Like Arcane is in the channel with the bot. Someone requests RR, and then now Arcane is forced to listen to Afrikaan right version.
No.
It's beautiful stuff, guys. Hellseth is in jail because he didn't play. Oh yeah, that's a good point. He didn't play in the. You go.
Oh, didn't he?
It's not a thing I would imagine Hellseth going to jail for.
Yeah, but I mean, that means this is the reason why they didn't lose a match, though, right? Because with Hellseth, they lost one match, but without Hellseth, there was like clean sweep all the way, dude.
Wow.
That Afrikaan just gave me a headache.
Why do you even listen to it then?
Oh boy.
It's AIDS.
Yeah. Wait, people are actually going in there to listen to Afrikaan. Acolyte is now in there as well. Holy shit, they love
I
it.
figured most Die Antwood was already right version.
Yeah, dude. But I kind of think that's about it, though, right, guys? Do we have anything else to talk about?
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess next week when we get a trailer and
stuff, then we can start hyping. But you know, this has been quite a short tea time, but it's a pretty content-rich tea time. Actually, we've had a lot of
crunchy
here.
one.
A crunchy tea time, dude. A crunchy tea time. So yeah, I think it's time to chill a little bit. I think. Yeah.
Unless there's any questions.
But you guys, no, it's fucking stupid. Like, there's no way we're gonna get any good questions. You realize they're just gonna be like mega troll questions. So,
nah, we'll get some good questions.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's Twitch chat after all.
It's Twitch chat, man. I don't know. Stream Black Mesa? I don't know, dude.
Just a question, Teapot. I have a question for you. You like the new emote I put into the salt chat?
Wait, well, hang on, let me have a look.
Don't think you're gonna like it very much.
Where is it? Wait, whoa, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Why is it? This is just a picture of Hitler, dude.
I found it in another Discord.
Well, now Sin's doing it as well. That's a screenshot right there.
So we actually had a couple of questions. Should a secondary race be allowed to join our player guild? What do you?
Wait, what?
Secondary.
What do you mean?
Like a Skrit, Hylek, Quaggan.
Like
Jotun.
Dragon's Watch, you mean?
Yeah, sure. Why not? All those all the other races are really interesting and they're kind of cool.
Minor
I want
races.
Hylek, dude. I want a fucking Hylek.
I want a Skrit that steals Timey's like gadgets and stuff just to annoy her.
That would be good.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Quaggans. Yeah, we get some Quaggans in our guild. Get some. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we definitely should. Wait, why don't? At least Hylek, because that means you've got the Hylek agenda, right?
Yeah. We're gonna
ogres, giants. Yeah, let's go.
I would come with you to slay this Elder Dragon, but I have to put some chemicals in the water. That's the character development.
Yeah, to make the frog capable of joining the guild. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
The other question was from Ajax. Do you ever see raids going to 15 people? I don't think so.
No, it's gonna be 10.
It's gonna stay 10.
People can't find 5 more people. Finding 10 is impossible.
Yeah.
Which raid mode should get the most attention from the devs? CM or normal? They should get attention in different places. Normal mode should have more attention in the overall design of the boss and the design of the zone and the design of the story. And then they should put a lot of time into designing the mechanics and adding new mechanics to the CM. So it's still probably normal because they're going to create the normal mode and it's going to have various mechanics. And then what I want them to do is basically do a Samurog and just change the fight a little bit. Change the fight in a way that makes it significantly different. Like it doesn't have to. It's like the Samurog change is actually kind of subtle, in a certain way, right? It just changes one thing about the way the spears work and adds some more HP. But the fight is totally different as a result of that. So it's probably still normal mode. But the CM should drastically change the fight. It doesn't have to be in a complicated way, but it should just drastically change the fight and make it very different and much more challenging. There we go. Easy.
You think ArenaNet will cave into the demands of adding heroes to solo raids? I don't think so.
No.
No.
Nope.
I think their solution is going to be what Teapot said, and that is to make the normal raids a bit easier, but make CMs repeatable and more difficult.
That is, yeah, probably.
How much extra damage do I take because I'm not wearing my beanie? Yep, 15% seems about right.
You've lost stats, man. Have you lost a rune as well?
Yeah.
Well, it just wasn't. I got to buy a new one from the gem store. Wasn't doing it for me anymore.
Yeah. Do you get a free infusion with that?
I need to get a magenta beanie, a magenta toque.
Any Nightfall lore that would make a good raid wing? Torment, Realm of Torment.
Realm of Torment, leftovers from Abaddon. So you have like the hunger.
So what would be really great about a Realm of Torment raid would be, I'm sure other games have done this as well, but the one that comes to mind is in River of Souls for Rift. That was sort of an open style raid where you didn't necessarily have to do the bosses in a particular order, except for the much later ones. So if you wanted to go do the Wolverine, the werewolf boss first, you could do him. If you wanted to do the undead dragon boss, you could do that. So if they're gonna do a Realm of Realm of Torment, or if they're gonna do one of the realms, then I would, and it's going to be a raid, which is debatable. Then I'd like to see it be like an open style raid where there's 4 or 5 bosses, and you can sort of do the first couple in any order you want to.
Yeah. And that would be a cool another different style to go about it on, and
yeah.
I think if we ever go to Alona, I think a more probable raid would be. Do you remember when you're on Istan in Nightfall and you have that first city mission? I think it's called First City of something. That would be a really good raid, because that's where we first see Abaddon, so it could kind of be Abaddon influencing it there. If they don't want to do Realm of Torment, they should do that.
Oh,
maybe.
The hidden city of what?
It's city of Torquay, right, or something? Right?
Yeah.
That's where the It's the Marganite city, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would make maybe a good raid if they want to bring Abaddon back into the lore.
Yeah.
Will a major hero be killed in this final episode?
No.
I think if they're I don't think so, but I think if they are going to tease something like that, that will be the cliffhanger, right? And I don't think it'll be a single character. I think it'll be a group of characters.
Timmy just knocking her wheelchair off the stairs around another place.
Stop! She has Scruffy 2.0. It's like a wheelchair.
Oh man! Okay.
Just the episode ends like, Commander, we have to go to the Crystal Desert. Her just wheeling down the stairs and then just falling and dying. Now we get the expansion trailer.
Dude, no. Oh my god. Okay.
That's what I want in this episode.
Shit.
That happens,
What
I'll be
a
happy.
Fucking meme, dude. Will a major hero be killed in this episode?
No.
I don't think any of the majors. They like Ink said, it might be left questionable. That there might be a terrible threat has befallen us. Buy the expansion and find out what happens. But I don't think they're gonna kill anyone.
It's Scruffy 2.0 sandproof.
It's
gonna interfere with the circuits, right? It's just gonna.
And that's how they had time gauge. You have to find a shovel in the new map.
Dig Timey up.
You have to find some gravel in the map to make it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear.
What do we think the new fractal will be about?
Abaddon.
A lot of people are saying the Abaddon thing. I don't know.
Abaddon or Lion Sarge.
I haven't made a video about it because I really don't have any good theories, unfortunately.
So there was another.
I mean, we got a 13-second trailer of whooshing noises and lights, so I don't know. I don't know what to make.
I got no idea, honestly. I got no fucking clue, dude. I don't know, dude.
It'll be more arc. It'll be more arc story, which I'm kind of looking forward to.
And seeing as like the last fractal, well, I mean, we had the Chaos fractal. It kind of proves that they can literally just pull anything out their ass and it's fine, right? Like, yeah, like the Chaos fractal. Yeah, we kind of mashed all the fractals.
Well,
together.
I don't want that. Right, I don't want a mishmash of.
But then you have the Nightmare fractal, so it might just be something from Living Story. It could be the Scarlet fight or something. The Scarlet boss fight. Ooh.
I think it'll be a fresh story, whatever it is.
Let's see, what's there? Do you guys think there'll be anything for PvP or World vs. World in the expansion?
No, never. No more PvP in World.
I think PvP will get a new map or something like that, or
2v2s.
Maybe they'll 2v2s. Maybe they'll add 2v2s, not to automated tournaments, but to like competitive. maybe.
Yeah. I think it'll be minor stuff. There'll be definitely
Or at
some
least,
stuff.
or
There'll
at
be
least
some,
not custom.
There'll do some quality of life stuff, definitely, I think. Maybe a new map or two for PvP, new conquest map. Keep that going. For World versus World, maybe a few balance tweaks, something like that, but I don't think anything major. Maybe they do a map if you're very optimistic.
Another tier to the provisioner thing.
Yeah, I mean they'll,
So you
they'll put that stuff in there with and to unlock everything in the open world, right? Proofs of heroics to unlock it.
There's a difficult thing too with World vs. World where they may have stuff they're working on that they'll release at the same time, but World vs. World stuff is, besides gear, it's not locked away from the expansion, right? Like the jungle map, the desert map. The desert map was not locked away. You can't lock it away, right? So I don't know.
That's a screenshot, people.
Just think, yeah, I agree with Base. Just for fuck's sake, if you're gonna do anything to World vs. World, just fix skill lag. Come on, guys, fix it.
They can't do
please. They can do it, dude. I believe.
I don't know.
Removed rank queue. It's chimpanzees everywhere. I mean, no matter what, oh my god, like chat is getting really spicy in Discord now.
Yeah.
Oh god, okay. Ooh.
We might have to remove that. We might have to remove that emote.
I'm not sure. Why did you add this, Kevin? Seriously.
Because I saw it in another Discord server and I thought it was funny.
Yeah. I mean, PvP is basically a clown fiesta because of the way the population's going. So, I mean, whatever happens, it's going to be a complete shitfest, I think. It's going to be hilarious, so... The Gamescom Salt Meetup is a white nationalist rally. Ouch. But yeah.
Where have I heard that before?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. But I think... do we have any other questions? Anything else? Let's see if we got another one.
We actually got some decent questions today.
Yeah, we actually
I'm proud
got
of you
some
guys.
decent questions. We actually got some.
I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, the new fractal could be Battle for Lion's Arch. That's actually pretty plausible, honestly. And then you kill Scarlet easy. Sin's meeting up with Salt at Gamescom. He's one of us.
Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Dude. He's one
I'm
of
jealous
us.
of all you Gamescom
Attendees.
attendees. It's gonna be a good time.
Why is Rex name is Hidolf Atler? The fuck?
Been that way for a while.
Oh my god! Like this guild is this guild, dude. Okay. Let's see. Wait. Salt is not banned in the UK. No, don't ban me. Jebro. Gamescom PAX West. Jebro, just come to Gamescom, dude. Let's go. Let's get everyone at Gamescom. It's gonna be fucking hype. And on that
Both
note,
of those are too far away.
On that note, let's hype ourselves just like we hyped the expansion during this tea time. Kevin.
Hi.
When's the Livia video coming out, dude?
Probably. I was gonna finish it tonight, but then I got invited for tea time, so I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh shit.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Central
Euro
European
time?
summertime.
Yeah, is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to chill a little bit? A little bit of cheeky chill.
Go follow me. Go follow my
It's
channel.
been linked. The bot has deployed it.
The bot has linked it. Follow me on Twitter. Don't follow Inks or Teapot. I'm gonna beat those two.
Yeah, you're gonna catch me up in followers. What do you want right now, dude?
Yeah.
How many followers?
Teapot is killing me.
Probably like 3-3.
Yeah, wait, hang on. How many? Wait, Inks. How many Twitter followers do you have, dude?
You're killing me. I'm at 1590, I think.
But I'm only at 1613, dude.
Yeah, well, hey, it's you're still ahead.
You're gonna chase me down, man. Drama at Gamescom when they come back and disband Salt. No. Well, I mean, I guess a lot of people from INS are going, so who knows, fucking dude. I don't. You never know how that's gonna go. It'll be great.
I'll just say me and my taser are going.
Yeah. You might need more than a taser. But yeah.
Oh, I have you to block.
What are you about? What were you about, son?
Well, we got a new video out this week, which is nice. I plan on streaming on the 25th, so I need to do some test streams this week to figure all that stuff out again. I don't know how good it's going to look, but we're going to try it anyway. And there'll be some more videos next week with probably a trailer being launched and speculation and all that good stuff. So follow Twitch, Twitter, YouTube at MMO Inks. Subscribe on Patreon just because it's fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, that seems pretty legit. And of course, much more important than all of what you just heard, you guys need to follow this channel right now. You need to follow so you can watch every single stream I ever do. You need to go ahead and subscribe on YouTube so you can watch all my videos. There's a dank highlight video out today, guys. So go and have a look at that.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
It's spicy as well. We're actually bullying ArenaNet developers. Okay, that's what Salt is.
Hunting.
Dev hunting, dude. We take out those ArenaNet devs all day, man. Okay.
I love it.
And most importantly, follow me on Twitter. Not anyone else here. In fact, unfollow them. And you can follow me at twitter.com/MMOinks. That's my Twitter, guys. You can go and follow that right there. And then if you really like me, you can subscribe to the stream, guys. You can subscribe. Get the dank. Look at Teapot Minstrel, guys. Look at this quality fucking meme. Serious quality emotes, guys. Quality ad-free viewing. Quality streams, guys. Like, this is the pinnacle. The pinnacle of Guild Wars 2 streaming is right here. We got everyone. We got MMOinks. We got Kevin. We've nearly got Bootspur back. Okay, he's nearly back. He's back next week. I said this week, but actually it's not. Okay.
No, I'm replacing Boots forever.
He's almost done his world tour.
He's done his world tour. He's back now, and yeah, that's all for us for now, guys. We'll see you guys later. Okay, and thanks for watching. Have a good day, guys. Farewell, my friends.